Hey Brumby lovers, thought I'd do a quick video on where Rotten Red's engine is up to. I've stripped off the intake manifold, as you can see, bolts on each side there. Took everything off, cleaned everything up, spun it, flushed the whole engine out, got all the junk out of it. I rebuilt it by spraying it. So we know all the rings and pistons are good, and just generally cleaned it up. And now I've started to put the power steering bracket on and the air conditioning bracket on. I finally took all the plugs out today, and they're all looking pretty good actually. If I get one out, I just put them back in finger tight. So the engine's burning really well. There was just a little bit of surface rust on that plug, but other than that, they were all good. These bolts coming off the intake, oh my word, took me about 45 minutes to an hour to get those 6 bolts off of the head, because I did not want to snap them. And what I was using was not that punch, this punch. So I was using this punch with a hammer, and I was just going around each bolt, tap, 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 getting the rattle gun on it, the impact, and tap, 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 back and forth for over an hour. And I can give you a look. I've got the so the intake's over here, and I can give you a look at what some of the bolts look like. That one I actually can't pull out yet. This one I can. And as you can see, the bolt thread is just caked. Absolutely caked in junk, and they're all like that. And if you're doing this, they're all going to be like that on your engine too. Oh, drop that. That one just caked. So that's why they weren't coming out. I just fully seized in to the head. Never find that. Found it. Okay. So fully caked into the head. So I was just tapping, the tops of these, sending a bit of shock through them to break them up. I've re-tapped and dyed me bolts for the thermostat. I've got to get a new piece of hose to replace this garden hose. Whatever works, get you through. I think this one will fit. I've got this piece of fuel hose. I think that'll fit on there. I'm not sure, I haven't tried it yet. I'm in two minds about taking this all off, taking the carby off and spraying in this as well, or just leaving it, because as you all know, you don't really see any of this because the air filter's sitting on top of the whole thing. So I'm probably not going to spray it, because I'd rather leave everything alone, because it was running quite well. Had a bit of a flat spot, so my carby in the Bumblebee over there is being rebuilt, so needs be, I can swap the carbies over, but I'd rather just leave it to see how I go. So I re-tapped all the holes where the intake go, cleaned all those up, and I almost decided not to do the intake, but it was a good thing, because my water outlet for the head here was blocked, and it's also blocked over in the inlet manifold, and also this pipe which takes water off to the heater, and that was also blocked as well. So both of those were blocked, and I've unblocked that hose. That's looking pretty good. It's a bit rough, but it's pretty thick. And also, when you put a power steering pump on, because these never had power steering, you got to tap out that. There's a hole in the block, but no thread. So I had to tap that too. So I've re-tapped all of these, cleaned up all the bolts. So all those are ready to go back on. And then, yeah, as you can see from the back to the inlet manifold. Oh, where'd it go? It's over this other side here. You can see it's got a bit of a hole in it. That's cleaner than what it was, but it's pretty caked up, so I'm going to clear that out a bit more too. Just clean that up and clear that out so the water's flowing through. People say you don't need it, but it's there, so might as well fix it and get it running, because otherwise Subaru wouldn't have made it if they didn't have to. Yeah, so I've got new heater hoses to replace. This one matches really good, but the other heater hose for the other part, I'll go over and find that. There's all my other AC box. I just got junk everywhere because I've had a flu and I've been feeling like junk the whole time. So if I grab these parts, I'll show you. So this is CH5316 hose, and this one fits not too bad. So it kind of sits there like that. It's not exactly the same, but it's pretty much similar. So it's sitting there, and I'll probably have to cut it off because that's where it ended before, but then here, so this is that piece that was all blocked. It's not now because I've tapped it all out. It's where this heater hose goes. So this is CH5315, and this thing is a mystery. So it kind of doesn't go there, but it seems like it should, but then it kind of, oh, that's not gonna work like that way either. And then if I try and spin it around, it sort of doesn't really match up with anything at all. But apparently that is the right part number for this particular heater hose, but it's not really anything like it at all. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Anyway, so this one's fine, that'll work, but that one, I don't even know if I'm going to get it on. So that's where I'm at. I'm just cleaning up the intake manifold, clean up the gasket, get my thermostat and housing and thermostat back on, and clean all this up and get the intake back on and get the engine back in the Brumblebee and get it rocking and rolling again. So Brumblebee's engine is very tired. It's making there's a lot of bottom end noise. That's why I'm doing all of this. I was going to put an EJ in it, but I'm like, nah, I can get this engine and swap it over for free, basically, because I already bought that red car. Already bought Rotten Red, and this engine's got really good compression. When I was putting the new pulley on there, the when I was turning, it was springing the socket back up, and the engine out of the Brumblebee never did anything like that. So the compression's really low on the Brumblebee. So I think this engine will be good for a while at least, and then maybe down the track it'll get an EJ, but for right now, this old E81 is going to be good enough, I think. And I've got junk everywhere, but yeah, that's where I'm at the moment, just rebuilding all this up, and then hopefully it'll all go in and go swimmingly. Catch you around on the next one.